In this tutorial, we are going to look at organic chemistry, but we are going to concentrate on esters. What are esters? Okay, so that's what we are going to do. Let's get into it. So we are going to look at esters. So what is an ester? So an ester is defined as a sweet smelling organic compound. Okay, that is the simplest definition. It is a sweet smelling organic compound. That is what we call an ester. You see, there are two types of esters. There are what are known as synthetic esters. Synthetic esters are those esters which are man-made esters. Then we have another type which we call natural esters. Natural esters are those which occur naturally. They are made by God. They occur naturally. Okay? They are found naturally in nature. Those are what we call natural esters. Now, you can also define this ester as a compound formed when a carboxylic acid reacts with an alcohol. So when a carboxylic acid reacts with an alcohol, an ester is formed. A sweet smelling substance is formed. Okay? And the reaction by which an acid, a carboxylic acid, reacts with an alcohol to form an ester, not just an ester but plus dihydrogen monoxide, which is H2O, commonly known as water. This reaction is called a condensation reaction. Okay, so that is what we need to understand. It is called a condensation reaction because water is being produced. So that is what we need to understand. We can also categorize this reaction as a dehydration. Why? Because water is being removed. So let's now understand some examples. Examples of esters: the perfume that we wear, okay, that mostly girls wear. It is smelling. It might smell sweet. That is an ester. Then we can talk of flavors. Flavors like, e.g., we can talk of something like sweetener. Okay, we can talk of sweetener, any sweet smelling substance which is organic. That is what we call an ester. So that is what we need to know. Now let's see the reaction. For example, when you have this acid This acid is called ethanoic acid. When an ethanoic acid reacts with, let's say, C2H5OH, which is ethanol, this will form an ester, which is CH3CO or C2H5. Okay, so actually it should be like this. C2H5, OH, then C2H5, then COO, then we have CH3. Okay, so this is an ester. Of course, plus water is going to be formed. Okay, which is H2O. So this ester which is formed, this is what we call ethanoate. So why are we calling that? Okay, we are calling it that because this is ethanoic acid. This is ethanol. So when an ethanol reacts with ethanoic acid, this ethanol is written like that. We're going to remove the NOL, replace it with the YL. So it will be ethyl. Then this acid, which is ethanoic acid, will adopt OATA. So since it was ethanoic acid, it was ethanoic. We'll remove the IC and replace ATE. So it will be ethyl ethanoate. To start with an acid, the name of the acid, you start with an alcohol rather. The name of the alcohol, then you mention the name of the acid. So that is what you need to understand. So it will be ethyl ethanoate. So let's look at how you can name some esters. So you see that when you're talking about an ester, it will have a certain functional group. Let's say COO R, like that. Okay, this is representing just an alkyl chain. It could be a group here attached. There should be always a group. Even here, a group attached. Okay, it could be a continuous carbon chain attached. Then we have the COO on the middle. Let's look at some examples. Let's say I have which one can I give? Okay, let's have this. Let's name this compound. So when counting, we start with this one, we count, then there's a carbon there. Of course, there's a methyl group that side. So how can you name this compound? So 1, 2, there are 2 carbon atoms. So when naming, always try by all means to start with this group. This is the always the part which contains the parent name. Okay, then this group is connected to the O, is now, which is going to act like a prefix. So because this group is a methyl group, we're going to name this as methyl. Then these are 2 carbons, so it is eth. Initially it was ethanoic acid, so it will be ethanoate. So this is how to name this compound, this ester. It is an ester. It is methyl ethanoate. Let's look at another example. Let's say I have this compound, then I have that. How can I name this compound? Of course, I'm even I have to put, okay, like that. I have to put all there because of an ester. Then like that. So how can I name this compound? So this compound will be, I'll start with the parent. So the parent is this. I said this will be like a prefix. So how many carbon does it have? This one has 1, 2. So this will be ethyl. That's an alcohol which has lost OH. Then this has how many carbons? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So because it has 4, it should be but, right? So it will be ethyl but. Initially it was butanoic, so it will be butanoate. So this is how you can name this particular compound. Let me just give another example. What about if I get to have a compound of this nature? So I have this compound. Let me draw it like that. Like that, right? So how can you name this compound? Maybe I even draw it like that. Okay. How can you name this compound? So to name this one will be the parent. Then this one will be the prefix, like the name of an alcohol. So how many carbon does it have? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because it has 5 carbons, I'll say it's propyl. Then we count the carbons this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. It has 4. Okay, it has 5, so it should be pentyl, not propyl. Propyl is for 3, so it will be pentyl. Then this one has 4, so it is but. It was supposed to be butanoic, but it will be butanoate. So this is how to name. This is about the nomenclature of esters. Hope you enjoyed. If you really enjoyed this, make sure that you like, subscribe, and also share. Thank you for watching.